Hola, muy buenos días. In this session we're going to have a look at how to use object pronouns in Spanish. So are you familiar with subject-object pronouns? We use them all the time with yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, ellos and ellas. So we're used to this concept of subject-object pronouns. So, subject pronouns. Well, let's have a look at direct object pronouns or object pronouns. There are two types of object pronoun. There's direct and indirect. We'll look at the direct ones first, and they essentially replace a noun that is not the subject of the verb. So they're replacing. What we're trying to do is to be more efficient with our use of language and communicate more effectively. So let's have a look at those direct object pronouns. Singular ones are me, te, lo and la. Me, you, him, it, her, it, and then the plural equivalents of nos, vos, los, and las. So, let's have a look how they work. ¿Dónde compraste los billetes? ¿Dónde compraste los billetes? Where did you buy the tickets? Well, as we can see here, we've got a noun. So this is our noun as part of our sentence. And the noun is masculine and plural, los billetes. El billete would be singular, masculine, but it's los billetes. So we therefore must make sure that the direct object pronoun that we're using is from the same category. So it's going to have to be masculine and plural, and it's los compré en Madrid. Los compré en Madrid. Notice also that in Spanish, our object pronoun has come before our verb. Whereas in English it doesn't, but in Spanish it does. There's two things to remember. One, the object pronoun must be the same type, the same category of word, and it goes before the verb. I bought them in Madrid. In Spanish, los compré en Madrid. ¿Dónde compraste los billetes? So instead of making a clumsy or a more complicated construction of compré los billetes en Madrid, we just want to simplify language and just say los compré en Madrid. Okay, let's move on. Let's have a look at another example. Vio la casa y la compro. Vio la casa y la compro. So our noun is feminine singular. We've identified that. So our object pronoun must be from the same category, the same family. So la compro. And again, it goes before the verb. He saw the house and he bought it. Whereas in English, it comes at the end. In Spanish, it comes before. Vio la casa y la compro. Okay, so let's have a look at the same idea, but this time we're using indirect object pronouns, and these replace a noun, same idea, which is not the direct object pronoun of the verb. So these are indirect object pronouns. Let's have a look at an example. Les dio 1,000 euros, le escribieron para darle gracias. He gave them 1,000 euros. They wrote to him to thank him. So, let's have a look at the paradigm, the pattern that we've got. In the C, you've got me, te, and le. So just one form this time, him, her, and it. And in the plural, nos, vos, les. So we've got to them, to you, to us, to him, to her, to it, to you, to me. Me, te, le, nos, vos, and les. Okay, some more examples. Again, these pronouns come in front of the verb. Me manda una carta cada semana. He sends to me, he sends me a letter every week. Me manda una carta cada semana. So, here we are. Here's our indirect object pronoun. Me manda una carta cada semana. He sends a letter to me. Okay, well, if we're using object pronouns, so direct or indirect object pronouns with infinitives and present participles, they're added on the end of the infinitive or the present participle. The present participle in Spanish is that construction estoy or está plus ando or yendo. So let's have a look at an example. Mañana voy a ver una película. ¿Te apetece venir a verla? So here's our direct object pronoun working to replace the noun. Mañana voy a ver una película. ¿Te apetece venir a verla? Tomorrow I'm going to see a film. Do you fancy coming along to watch it? Estoy escribiéndolo ahora. Estoy escribiéndolo ahora. I'm writing it at the moment. So instead of going before the verb, when we have a present participle or an infinitive, it comes after the verb. If using an indirect object pronoun in the same sentence, so we might want to do that, the indirect object pronoun comes first. Nos la mandan automáticamente. Nos la mandan automáticamente. So, we've got two pronouns. We've got an indirect object pronoun, to us, and then we've got a direct object pronoun replacing that noun, la. Nos la mandan automáticamente. Okay, so let's sum that up. Object pronouns, direct object pronouns, which replace a noun. Este es el coche. Lo compré hace 2 semanas. This is the car I bought 2 weeks ago. Este es el coche. Lo compré hace 2 semanas. This is the car I bought it 2 weeks ago. Object pronouns, remember, indirect object pronouns replace a noun which is not the direct object pronoun of the verb. Le escribí una canción. Le escribí una canción. I wrote her a song. Okay, so remember, object pronouns are basically there to make us more efficient with language and help us to communicate effectively. Muchísimas gracias. Hasta la próxima vez.